my name is Ashley Davis, and I will be doing a presentation on salsa through time. Now, before I get started, I want to mention that there's lots of information. Hi, my name is Ashley Davis, and I will be doing a presentation on salsa through time. Now, before I get started, I want to mention that there's lots of information of the history of salsa, but I tried to pinpoint specific ideas and culture that had to do with salsa specifically. So, from the beginning, Afro-Cuban dance is a merge of two cultures, Spanish and African. And Spanish culture brought string instruments and melody to the music. And African cultures brought drums and other percussion instruments to music. Now, what does this have to do with salsa? Salsa was never a idea that just came right about. It progressed through the type of music that was being played. Now you're probably thinking, what does Afro-Cuban have to do with salsa? Well, salsa came from the emergence of Afro-Cuban music. So Afro-Cuban music became popular in the United States during the early 20th century. And then in 1970s, the Afro-Cuban derived salsa, as salsa came from Afro-Cuban, emerged as a dominant genre in Latin American music. And because salsa came from music and over time progressed into what it is, we're going to talk about some of the founders of salsa music. So Robert, he was a salsa percussionist and band leader, and he was also a great dancer, and he was noticed for his dancing as well. And then Johnny, he was a Dominican band leader who was also a co-founder of a record label that turned salsa into a worldwide sensation. And then Eddie, he was a band leader and arranged and composer of salsa and Latin jazz. Salsa and Latin jazz kind of grooves together in the different types of salsa that there is. And then Ray, he was a Puerto Rican percussionist who straddled the occasional conflicting world of salsa and Latin jazz. Sometimes people are like, no, I like salsa, no, I like Latin jazz. Some people didn't like mixing those together, but in a way they kind of merged together. So as founders, they set a foundation of what salsa music should sound like and some of the traditions. And these people that you see on this slide, they have carried on those particular sounds and traditions into their music careers. And Tito is one of those, and I'm not sure how to specifically say this name, but we're going to say Group Neat. They are a singing group, and then Cabby Jazz is another salsa music making company. So now let's jump into salsa, the actual dancing. So there are different types of salsas that emerge from everywhere, and a lot of them just come from people going to different places and kind of taking their culture and incorporating into different types of different dance styles. So some of the salsa dance that I'm going to be talking about is Cuban style salsa, LA style salsa, New York City salsa, and then Colombian salsa. So first up, Cuban style salsa. So in this video, you'll see a lovely couple. They're dancing the Cuban style salsa. Now to start off, in the 1950s, this dance was known as a casino dance. And then it was also popular in Europe, Latin America, and North America. And then the style of dance and movements are from the Cuban rumba, Afro-Cuban mambo, and reggaeton. And those salsa really just emerges from like different dance moves and how the music was played. And then a lot of the Cuban style salsas are partner dances, but they can be danced solo. So it doesn't have to be with just another person. You can also dance in groups as well. Now the next slide on this slide is the LA style salsa dance, and in this video you'll see a lovely couple as well in a salsa setting. So this is one of the salsa festivals that they have. They are dancing the LA style salsa. So it is a common dance style in North America and really just throughout the whole entire world. This is one of the most common dance styles. And then in LA style salsa is also dance in line. So it's more like a linear, so like if you go back and forth, how you see this couple, they're not really going around the whole circle. They're kind of just going back and forth in one line. And then this style of dance has many influences from the Latin hustle, swing, and Latin ballroom. As you see, as I keep saying, salsa has emerged from different types of dances and has made it its own. And the next slide is New York City salsa dance style. Now, I chose this video because you kind of get the New York feel of the subway, and what's more New York than the subway? So in this dance style, it is similar to the LA dance style because they're both danced in a line, which is a linear going back and forth. They're not really dancing all around the subway, they're just dancing in their own little space. And this style is also really like considered very groovy and like smoother, like there's no like harsh hits, everything's very smooth. And it was also popularized by Eddie Torres in New York City. He moved to New York City and made this a big thing. And then New York salsa is sometimes referred to as mambo because of the style of music that is danced to. Now, that's the only reason people would refer to as mambo, but the dance style, they're completely different. It's just the type of music that they're danced to. And now the next one is Colombian style salsa. Now in this style, it is also known as the Cali style salsa. And Colombian style salsa originates from Cali. And then it was characterized by the fast footwork or upper body part it stays firm. But in most salsas, the upper body part is going to stay firm. And then the footwork is syncopated. So sometimes it feels like it's going to skip a little beat. And also it is like really done in circular motion. As you see, they keep like kind of like doing this circular motion with their arms and they're kind of going in circles. And then also the Colombian is the main city where the dance style became popular and was almost basically considered a national sport in many schools because they were danced a lot in competitions. Now in most salsa dances, there are kind of these gender roles. So dancing salsa in contexts that are not clearly defined as queer, trans, gay, lesbian, or same-sex. So this really means that there are gender roles. So for the men role, they are the lead and they decide which steps are taken. And the women, they follow the men's movement by following their hand and arm movements. So if there's like two women dancing, you know, there's going to be someone that's leading. But in traditional salsa, it's a man and a woman, and the male role leads the women. Now, to my favorite part, costumes. I love the costumes of salsa dancers. Now, in the costume of women for salsa dancers, they have shiny sequins bikini dresses and 4-inch heels. I can't imagine dancing in any type of heel. And then sometimes their dresses are knee length or have higher and flowy lengths. Also, they have heavy sequences on the hips and bust just to make it more flashy and emphasize the movements of their hips. And then the colors are flashy and dark and black. Dark colors are chosen as to hide sweat, deodorant, and drink stains. And we all know when we're like backstage, we're eating and drinking and we get stuff all over us. But the dark colors also want to make those sequins like more visible and like shiny. And then the men's costumes are super cute too. They are loose fitted and they have black pants. They have dress shoes, always dressy shoes. I usually see black shoes more. And then also they have flashy shirts. So most of them are going to be V-neck shape and they're going to have sequences around the whole entire shirt. But they're like kind of tight fitted just to show how the body is formed, how lean they are. But also they don't want to make the men's shirts too flashy because they don't want to take away from that female dancer, because usually the female dancer is the attention of salsa dances. And lastly, I want to share some fun facts with you guys. So it traces up historical and social background of salsa dancing from its beginnings of mambo in the 1930s and then through nearly mythical palladium days of the 1950s to the present era being in the 1990s. So it's pretty close to now. But some of those details that are being traced back are the distinctive styles, music tastes, and subculture, and surprisingly, the New York style salsa dancing. So it was a lot of that is being traced from that type of salsa dance that we see today. And then during the late 1980s, salsa was even fused with the elite forms of classical ballet and modern dance to produce the Barrio Ballet, a troupe connected to the Ballet, the dance company. So some of the things that we've learned in this class was classical ballet and modern dance, which is pretty cool how it's kind of fused with those styles. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching.